Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So, doing the recap of the DAZN card that took place on Friday, November 19th, that saw undefeated Demetrius Andrade in the main event against Jason Quigley for the WBO title. We're going to discuss the undercard real quick and then get back to the main event between Andrade and Quigley. So, we start with the WBC flyweight title fight that took place on the undercard between Julio Cesar Martinez and McWilliams Arroyo. The fight started off hot, and the two traded knockdowns, and then a headbutt over Arroyo caused the fight to go to a second round no contest. Sadly, because this is a fight that was over a year in the making. They have been trying to get these guys together officially since last year during COVID. And a lot of postponements before, I think it was 2 or 3 postponements before they finally got in a ring and it ends in a no contest. So, tough break for those two guys. Then you had Mirajan Akhmadaliev, the undefeated, unified super bantamweight champion at 122 pounds. He was supposed to fight Ronnie Rios in a mandatory defense, and Rios got COVID and had to pull out of the fight. So he took on late replacement Jose Velasquez. And, you know, most people thought, looking at Velasquez's resume, he'd never fought anybody even close to as good as Akhmadaliev, and then he's going to fight the top guy in the division. So most people, again, myself included, felt that Akhmadaliev was just going to roll over Velasquez. And if you look at the scorecards after it went the distance, you look at the scorecards and it looks like a one-sided beatdown. But it was anything but that. You know, Akhmadaliev was winning the majority of the rounds, of course, because he's just that type of talent. But Velasquez was bringing the fucking fight. This guy kept coming at Mirajan. And Mirajan was having a tough-ass time at moments. He even got hurt to the body in the middle rounds. And you thought it might turn things around, but he figured it out and outworked Velasquez. But he struggled. He struggled a little bit. But that's what happens with late replacements. You overlook the guy because the guy's got completely no name. And, you know, as long as you don't end up like Kid Galahad laid out on your back, it's almost a victory, any kind of win in this kind of fight when you take a guy on this short a notice. Excuse me one second. But, you know, Akhmadaliev, a clean win, clean decision, and he stays the unified champ. He said after the fight that he wants, they're going to be discussing unification bouts. And I hope that's the case. This weekend, Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa are going to unify the other 2 titles at 122. And they're going to talk about an undisputed title clash, the winner, which would be awesome. I hope that is truly the case, because I would love to see another undisputed champion in boxing right now. I would love to see that happen. So we'll see. But we'll discuss Akhmadaliev's what's next next week. But let's get into the main event now. You had Demetrius Andrade taking on Jason Quigley. WBO middleweight title on the line. I think this was Andrade's 5th win. And, you know, Andrade was predicted a knockout. And, you know, people wanted to see it. They did not want to see him hurt the guy early and then, you know, when he realizes he's having a tough time knocking him out, back off and just box the rest of the fight like we've grown accustomed to Andrade doing. But Andrade showed something. Like I said, Quigley to me is not even a top 15 middleweight. You know, his biggest win was against Shane Mosley Jr., who is nothing. Yeah, I'm sorry to say he's not anything in boxing. But Andrade, what do you do against guys like that? You destroy them. And Andrade finally came through with a destructive knockout victory. Now, he did that a while back, I think last year during COVID. He did that against Luke Keeler. Dominated him, stopped him in 9 rounds, you know. And that's what you're supposed to do against guys like that. But he at least showed us by knocking out Quigley early in the 2nd round that he's going after it, at least against guys like that. So, we'll discuss Andrade's what's next week, but an impressive performance against the level of opposition, that's what you should do against that kind of level of opposition. So, congratulations to Andrade on the victory, and we'll see what happens next for him as he continues to call out the big names. And again, I'll discuss all this in detail on his What's Next video next week. But Andrade, big win. You had Akhmadaliev, decision win over Velasquez, and Arroyo and Martinez ends in a 2-round no contest. So that's it. That's the DAZN recap from Friday, November 19th. Hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing. You've been in with the truth.